Today we're making up some homemade wild berry Pop-Tarts. So we're first going to be making the dough for the Pop-Tarts. So I have some flour, some salt, and then going to cut up some butter and add it to the bowl. And you can use a food processor to get this combined, but I just like using my hands. So now we're going to mash the butter with our fingertips until we resemble coarse sand. So at this point, this is how the butter mixture should look. We're then going to add in some light corn syrup, and then we'll get this mixed together. So after mixing it, this is what the dough looks like. Now we're going to wrap our dough in some plastic wrap. And this will chill in the fridge for a couple of hours while we start working on the filling. So now we're going to work on our wild berry filling next. And on the box of the wild berry Pop-Tarts, you can see a blueberry, a strawberry, and a raspberry. So that's where we're going to be adding in for our filling. So first some blueberries. Next we have some strawberries. And then some raspberries. With that, I'll add a little bit of sugar. All right, so now we're going to cook our filling on medium-low for a little bit. And once it starts to boil, we'll increase the heat. So I've removed it from the heat, and now we'll add in some lemon zest, a pinch of salt, and then a splash of vanilla. And now I'm going to use an immersion blender to break up some of those bigger pieces of the strawberries. Alright, so our filling's all smoothed out, so now we'll add it to a bowl. Now we're going to let our filling fully cool while we continue waiting for our dough to chill. So it's been a couple hours, so now we're going to roll out our dough. And then I have a rectangle cookie cutter that we'll be using to cut these out. So we have it here, and I have a parchment lined pan that we'll be adding these to. And using a cake tester, I'm just going to poke some holes on top of 7 of them. So at this point now, I'll put these in the fridge to firm up a little bit. So these are in the fridge for a little bit, and we're taking our first half. So I'm going to spoon in the center about 1 tablespoon of filling. Now taking a brush, I'm just going to add some water to the edges. I'll then cover it. And using my fingertips, I'm just going to carefully enclose everything. So we have 4 done, so now I'll just do the rest. Our 7 Pop-Tarts are prepped. I'm going to put them in the fridge and we'll preheat the oven to 300. So our Pop-Tarts were in the freezer for about 15 minutes. Our oven's ready to go, so now we're going to put these in for about 25 minutes. Alright, so these were in the oven for about 25 minutes, 28 minutes. They exploded just a little bit on some of them, but that's totally fine. They'll be covered up when we add the frosting, which we'll work on next. Wild berry Pop-Tarts have 2 parts, the purple frosting and then a blue swiggle on top. So first we're going to work on the purple part. So I have some powdered sugar, some vanilla, 2 tablespoons of milk. I don't have purple food coloring, so we're going to be mixing up blue and red. So now with our purple done, we'll do the same for the blue. So we have both blue and purple ready to go, so now we're going to officially start icing. Now that the outline has dried, we can fill it in. So we'll let the purple frosting set for a few minutes, so now we're going to finish off with the blue. So I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. I think the bake is really nice. They could have definitely been a bit neater, but it's okay. I think they're going to taste great regardless. So now for the best part, I get to eat one. It's probably one of my favorite Pop-Tart dough recipes thus far. It reminds me of an actual Pop-Tart. And then I'm really happy with the mixed berry filling as well. So the great thing about these is the dough is easy to work with. They come together pretty quick, and you can be very, very versatile with the flavors. I'll be sure to have recipe details in the caption, and let me know if you want to see other Pop-Tart flavors soon.